Hello and welcome back to another presentation. In this presentation I want to discuss one final area of the forecasting area which I have not discussed to date. If I click on Mark and I jump in here, I'm going to jump in forecasts, and what we do is we have a look at the top here. We see this extra calculations. Now I've maintained all along that this program really is only for tax brackets, but there is one more little feature here. I use it. I don't all the time. I generally use it right towards the end of the year and try to put some extra money away. It allows you to add a couple of extra percentage amounts to allow for some extra money. I'll give you an example. If I click on, what's it called, extra calculation, this box pops up. Now, nothing special. If we have a look here, 17.25%, it's just a duplicate. It's a duplicate of all this information, right? All this information there is duplicated here again. But what I want to show you is up the top here. Let's say there's an extra percentage of money that you have to pay the government, or there's something there you know that you have to put aside out of your money each year. I guess you could probably include child support here. I don't know. You could, whatever works out, whatever works for you, do it. It's an area where you can start looking at how much more money I've got to take out of my pay to pay and support things, okay? Just so that you can get a better idea of budgeting. Now, in Australia, we have to pay Medicare, and our Medicare, for us to have free healthcare system, we have to pay, I think it's, don't quote me on this, but I think the last thing was 3% of our money or something silly like that. Maybe it's more. I forget how much I pay each year. I know a figure, an amount. See, if I can put an amount here, I know I'm paying about $1,200 a year in Medicare. But I think it's 3%, something like that. So I might just put up here and go Medicare, right? So what I want it to do is to allow 3%. I think it's 3%. Okay, so I've entered that 3%. And if you have a look here, it says there's the existing tax I've paid. It says I should have already put aside an additional $434 based on the money I've already made to date. So you see that? It's given me a figure. And if we have an estimate of taxable income, it says based upon the estimated income of this is what I'm going to make for the whole year, I need to put aside an extra $3,000 odd on top of this amount that I'm going to end up paying, which means I'm going to end up paying this amount of money, not this amount of money. So it's telling me this in advance. So if you use this here, you can come into here. I come into here often throughout the year to check. A lot of times I don't necessarily have this amount of money here. I always make sure that I've paid a little bit more, because I know if I'm averaging on paying that slightly bit more, then I know come the end of the year I don't have to pay Medicare. Medicare's always been a big killer for me. I've always had to pay it, and it sucks. So if I wanted to, I could come up in here, add that in there, and roughly see how I'm going. And particularly towards the end of the year, I like to do that to see how I'm going. But it's there. You can enter this in here. You can use this area here for whatever you want. It just gives you an additional idea of what money, of how you can budget some of your money around. Okay, I think that's pretty self-explanatory.